Hey, everybody. I know that it is a busy day. It is a Tuesday, and I just thought I would jump on here real quick and go live. And I have someone I am going to be interviewing who has been words of wisdom to me and my family. He is a business partner of mine. Actually comes from a construction background, but has always put his family first and has some really good advice to share. So if you are a busy parent out there, then you are going to want to listen up as I invite my friend Freddie Elias to jump in and share a little bit about what this amazing program has done for him. So I see Freddie out there. Hey, Freddie, I'm going to add you in. You're going to have to let me know if you can hear me. And there you go. Hey, Freddie,
Hey,
how's it
we
going?
did it. How are you?
So I don't know if it's my signal.
Hear me? Hmm.
Okay, can you hear me now? Look, there's
I
my truck.
I can hear you now.
Okay,
Can you hear me okay?
I can. We gotta love modern technology, but the great thing is, I'm in Texas, and where are you at?
I'm in Franklin, Tennessee, which is 20 minutes south of downtown Nashville.
Fun. Do you ever get to go listen to concerts over there in Nashville?
Oh, I mean, I do some, but you can see it every day. There's live and there's a lot of country stars around here. Actually, Luke Bryant just lives a four tenths of a quarter of a mile, not even a quarter of a mile from me, and he's just right up the street. But and he's a great guy. He's got a little farm up there, and he like has these kids that are have health issues or just different things that come in and get to be at the farm. And it's pretty cool. So yeah, but there's a lot of music here. That's for sure.
Um, that's awesome. Well, I'm excited to have you on today because, few things. We have had millions of reasons to celebrate lately, and I thought this would be great because when you got started in this industry and partnered with the company that you and I both partner with, you were a busy parent,
Mm.
and you have always shared words of wisdom with me to be present and to slow down. And now that your kids are having kids, and I've watched you in this last 10 years that I've been a part of this. I thought it would be great for you just to jump on and share some words of wisdom to the busy parents out there. And so, first off, just tell me a little bit about your background, your family life. Like, what is a day in the life? Like, what was it like before starting this and in this industry? And what is it like now?
Well, when I got involved, can I say the company's
Of
name? I don't know how you.
course, yes.
Oh, okay, good. And when I got involved with Singular, you know, I'll just share my product results, but I went from really fit at a high level. I was actually a light heavyweight national competitive bodybuilder, and I was in Flex magazine back in the late '80s, and I was a fitness trainer. But then I transitioned and getting married, and then we had our first and our second kid. I was a fitness trainer, but by the time we had our second child, I had to make more money. And I have no education, didn't go to college, didn't, barely got out of high school. But I've always been a hard worker, and I love real estate, love work with my hands, and got into buying and flipping property. Then I bought rental. Then I got into building homes, and it just kind of scaled up. And '09 got into remodel. But what changed me was, I was so busy with, going from fitness and nutrition to construction and kids, I didn't have much time. I was working, I was just 60 hours a week in construction. And so I wasn't really eating great or wasn't exercising anymore. So I didn't take care of myself. And I think that happens to a lot of people. And as we age, our body's going to change anyway. And so I got introduced to Singular from a buddy of mine, and he just called me one night and he goes, "You're not going to believe what's happening with me." And I go, "What's going on?" He goes, "I just lost 12 pounds and 2 inches of my waist in 8 days." And he said, "I feel incredible." And I go, "What are you doing?" He told me, and that's how it began with a phone call. And I ordered that night and had awesome success. I dropped 11 pounds, 2 inches my waist in 8 days. Now I'm down 60 pounds. And believe it or not, it's crazy to say this, but my waist was 44 inches. I'm in at 32 now. And I lost 50 with no exercise, but it was my health that improved, my energy, my mindset, and just like it is night day different. And that's kind of what went on. But when I got in the business, I believe in streams of income, and I had that somewhat because I built spec homes and custom homes. I had rental property. I bought and would flip homes, and we got into remodel in '09, and then I had some money in the market, things like that. But I believe in streams that way, and I understand, and this is where people fall, I think, because they don't get the potential, right? And the unlimited power of growing exponentially. And they need to understand, if they don't know what I just said, they need to
Yeah.
ask you. And then residual passive income, which is the best way to make money. It's like, mailbox money.
Yeah.
Because you can't do that without a business model like we have. And so I understood those things. But what I can say is I've seen our market and how big it is. I mean, you look around, you go to the mall and you'll see people that, I mean, it's crazy. They're overweight, they're miserable, like they're my age and they're limping. I'll be 59 in August and I'm like sprinting now. But I understand what that's like, because I couldn't even bend over to tie my shoe. Had so many back issues. And so when I heard about the business side, I'm like, I'm doing this. And all I had to do was talk and share the stories. And I just went through it. And I had to balance it out because my construction business was my meat and potatoes. And this here was another stream of income. And I grew it. And the one thing I loved about what we had, I got to know Mark Walker and Rudy and Mary. Um, who are our co-owners of the company and founder, and I trusted them because they just were solid, great people, and that was important to me. And then they said they were going to pay commissions every day. Now, I don't know what you were doing in '09, but I was chasing money in '09.
Yeah. I was having a baby. That's when my daughter was born.
Okay, you were having babies, and I'm chasing money so I could feed my babies. People owed me money. And so when they said daily pay, I'm like, I said, tell me exactly how it works. And I'm like going, and I built my business in the just cracks of my day. I had to drive 30 minutes to get to a job site from my home and back, and sometimes 45 minutes because we kind of lived out in the country. You know what country life is.
I do.
And so during the drive time, I was talking to people, and then maybe a little bit in the evening, maybe a little bit at lunch. That's all I could do. And it changed my life, changed the course of my life, even at the beginning. Because I'm going to say this is that within 3 months, I was earning 3 to 4 thousand extra a month income.
Yeah.
Now,
That's huge in today's economy.
yeah, kidding me? It's huge. And, and I was humping it like we were going, and I was helping people. The results people were getting were like built my confidence. I know I had success, but that was a good feel for me. And then I started helping other people, be able to share and start earning money. Look, you ain't got to be a rocket scientist to do this.
Yeah.
And you don't need a lot of money to start your business. So I balanced it out, and that's how I did it. And I just stayed that course, and the bigger it got, what my real dream was here? I had two things. I want to go from 60 hours a week to 30.
Mm-hmm.
Never thought it'd be full time for me,
Yeah.
but I was missing my kids.
Yeah. Well, that's why I said busy parents, listen up, because you have some good wisdom to share. So what's your life like now, and what's it been like the last, you've done this 14 years now?
14 years.
Huh?
The last 8's been full time.
Uh-huh.
Um, built this beautiful home. um, moved from Illinois to Franklin, Tennessee, and built this home. And I just say this. You know what? My kids went to college. My daughter went to the University of Alabama, and I could never afforded it. There was no way that was happening unless she wanted to come out with huge college debt. And believe it or not, I can't even believe it. It just blows my brain. It cost me almost $300,000 for her to go there.
What?
Well, she was there a little long, 5.5 years. But
Well, still, that's it. That is. When I went to college, that was 20 years ago. It was only 50,000.
well, for 4 years. Well, my son went to a state school in Illinois, Illinois State University. State Farm is based out of Bloomington, Illinois. And there's State Farm Business School he went to, and it cost me for 4 years. It was 100,000.
Wow,
So
that's
I paid
crazy.
5.5 years, almost 400,000. They came out with no college debt, which is beautiful because I think a lot of people are dealing with that.
Yeah.
The other thing is we could go down there whenever, and we love football, and of course Alabama has been awesome for many years now. We got to experience all that, and some of the things I love football, but I like to sit in my recliner and watch it unless I can have a great seat. And we would go to those games, sit 50-yard line, 10 rows up. I mean, they were $1,000 to $1,300 a seat
Yeah.
when they were playing, other big time schools. And so that's what I got to do. And I got to see that environment, and I had freedom because I went from working it, and then supplementing fairly quick. Now, it's not going to happen that fast for everyone, but if you go after it and they're coachable and they believe they can and they dig in with a great person like you that has done extremely well, right? Like life changing well, and they can make it happen. And so I wanted to cut my hours in half and spend more time at home. And I wanted security and not have to worry about bills.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the issues what's going on today. People are struggling with the inflation and the lack of having a good, confident feeling of security. And that's what we give. And it gave that to me. And, I went full time, and I love this part too. My kids, I would leave before them in the morning when they went to school, and I'd get home at 6 every night. And then I had to rush Friday nights to, get home, shower, and go to football games or whatever we were doing. And after going full time, I got to see him leave, and I got to see him come home. I didn't have nothing. Was it busy? Yes, for me. But you know what? It created this time freedom.
Yeah.
So if you want to do great things and do better, then you have to put your time and go. Here's the other thing. If somebody can make an extra 1,000 or 2 or 3,000 a month or 5,000 a month, what does that do for them? It really calms their stress today.
Yep. Yep. So we're talking. You're giving great advice for busy parents because you're talking about a way for them to maybe get some of their time back, and it is with a company that we partner with called Singular. They have amazing health products. So you mentioned that you lost 60
Mm-hmm.
pounds and you went from a size 44 waist down to 32.
Mm-hmm.
Are so much healthier. But is there a certain product that really you feel like, okay, these, this product or these couple products or have just really helped change your life?
Well, yeah, for me, one Global Blend I'd never be without. So, it's a superfood juice that has 22 fruits and berries, 21 primary and secondary antioxidants. It's great for the immune system. And, I hope people were paying attention to that after what we went through a few years ago. It was craziness. But it also helps put your body in more of an alkaline state. But really, the key is it gets rid of inflammation. And inflammation is the precursor to most all diseases out there.
Yeah.
So for me, it helped me with pain. It helped me with I had acid reflux really bad. And so that's one, that was a big difference for me. My second favorite of all is Zing. If you're asking me, I'm just kind of throwing out there, but I was a 6 cup of coffee a day guy.
Whoa.
Well, I had to
Needed
get
it for
3 in before I left.
energy.
I had to get 3 in before I left. I never really cared for the energy drink stuff. And I don't drink coffee ever. I don't even desire it. I take a couple Zing for me in the morning. So what it does is it gives me that feel good energy within about 30 or 45 minutes, but then it wakes my brain up in the morning, and it's a mood elevator, elevates the mood. So those are two, but man, I mean, there's so many. I love our lean shake, and I drink two every day and I have one with collagen. And I eat a lot of good food, but we have so many great products. I mean, obviously GLPX, which is amazing, and people want to help their GLP-1 production. They need to be putting that in their body.
Yep.
And it's
Consistently.
clean and natural, and I can go on about all that stuff, but I don't want to take up too much time. But I'm just saying it's common sense. And you know what? Let me say this. You can't replace your body. I know you like horses. And if a horse, I don't know what they do when they get sick or get hurt, or, they put them down, or you can buy another horse. You can't buy another Melissa or me.
Right.
I mean, it's it.
Better take care
That's
of it.
right.
Well, Freddie, is there any last words of advice that you would say if somebody's like, okay, they're on the fence, they've been looking at this, maybe they're a current customer, they're loving the products, but they've had to, cut back, or they're rearranging their budget and they're having, what would you say about them getting started and getting off the fence? Or maybe somebody's just looking at this and like, you know what, I do need to make some extra income. I've been looking at different things. What would you say?
Well, I'd say, look at you. I mean, I don't know if you've shared what's happened with you, but I mean, you've made, lots of money. You just celebrated 4 million reasons to celebrate, Dixie. And, look how it's changed your life.
Yep.
And the bottom line is, if they're trying to figure out what they're going to do, well, in order for things to change, you got to make changes.
Yep.
And you got to be able to follow somebody that's had success, and that can mentor them and get off the fence. It's like, okay, stop. Here's the bill. I tell people, stop procrastinating your life, because you can't, time is going by. And so if you want to make changes, then go make the changes. You gotta jump in and go and say, tell me what to do, and go after it. Because I'm going to say this, you can design your life to whatever you want it to be. And if you aren't, somebody else is. And that's the problem, because people are designing other people's lives, and it's not a good thing. And we can't control all the stuff out here. We can only control what's in between the ears. So look, it changed my life. It changed your life. But we've been able to impact so many people, and it is huge. So I just say, go do it. And this is the last thing I'm gonna say. You got to feel, people have got to feel deserving of better. Because I think a lot of people don't. It's like crazy. They get caught up in all the struggle, and they get so bogged down, and they have no hope. You got to feel deserving, and then you got to take a chance to make something happen in your life. And if you want better, then you have to do better things to make that happen. And that's what I would say.
Yep. Well, I absolutely love that. And I am so proud of where it's done for you. I appreciate you jumping on here. Thank you for those words of wisdom to all of those busy parents out there. And even to me, when I got started, you already had at that point a huge thriving team, but we're in completely different parts of the country. But you were always an encouragement to me to make sure and plug in and be a part of this, because it does change lives. So thank you so much for being on with us today.
Thanks for having me on. I want to say you're one of my favorite people in our company, by the way.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. I'll see you later.
All right. See you later, Freddie.
Bye now.
Bye. Okay, guys. So you heard that great advice. If you're a busy parent out there first and foremost, you gotta take care of you physically and then financially. So physically, we have award-winning products. You see me talk about them all the time on my stories. I probably don't talk about them enough for you to know about it though, all the time. But secondarily, you might be at the point where you're like, you know what, I've got to find some extra ways to bring in some extra money for my kids. School's around the corner. We've got school supplies, or maybe you're wanting to make a career change, or you're wanting to go on that a last minute vacation. You just don't have extra cash. We have a fast start bonus. We have daily pay. You heard Freddie mention that. Those have been impacts to me and to my life, and allowed us to make some huge changes because of what we've been able to do. So I would just encourage you, listen to the advice, look at yourself, and when you're ready, reach out so we can get you started. All right, you guys have a fantastic day. Happy Tuesday. Terrific Tuesday.